Hello guys, welcome. Today we're going to be talking about a Warlock Gish build as requested by T3501. Thank you for commenting. So, let's get straight to the build. For stats, you're going to be focusing on strength and charisma. We want to get a 14 in constitution since we're going to be in melee a lot of the time, and 12 in dex. You could go in dexterity only if Shadowblade is in the game, and if Shadowblade is in the game, this build is going to be a full dex build. However, since that's not the case right now, we are not certain if Shadowblade is going to be in the game. We are going to be focusing on strength, and we're going to let Volo perform surgery on our eye to give us the Erat's Eye to boost our charisma to 16. For races, I would have been more adamant with the half-orc, but I'm going to be nice and allow you to have the option of a Zariel Tiefling this time.
But I'm a generous god.
Half-orcs, as always, are great. They have the savage criticals, they have the relentless endurance, dark vision. Zariel Tieflings, though, they give us access to some free smites, fire resistance, and dark vision, which is also good. For feats, we're going to be considering Sentinel, Great Weapon Master, Warcaster, only if we can get Sentinel, and Polar Master. Also, guys, consider subscribing if you enjoy the content. So, level 1, we're going to be starting as Warlock. It was a little bit of a tough decision, but the new Mortal Reminder Warlock feature seems like it's the strongest one at the moment. You could go for a Fiend Warlock and get that a little bit of additional temporary HP every time you kill something. However, if you just get Fiendish Vigor, you can go into any combat with a temporary HP. So it's probably not going to be as effective as Mortal Reminder. For those of you that don't know what Mortal Reminder is, it's whenever you land a critical hit against a creature, that creature and nearby enemies are frightened without a save. So a level in Warlock can be probably one of the strongest ways you could go for crit fishing and make a Barbarian who's recklessly attacking not be punished for recklessly attacking to get those criticals. But we'll talk about that down the line. So on level 2, you're going to be getting your Eldritch Invocations. I recommend getting Devil's Sight and Fiendish Vigor. On level 3, we're going to be getting Pact of the Blade as a Warlock because we want to be getting our extra attack by level 5. On level 4, we can get our ability score increase or our Greater Weapon Master or Sentinel according to what playstyle you want to be playing as. On level 5, you're going to be getting access to those 3rd level spells, 2 3-level spell slots. Now, after level 5, if you can see, I've given you a lot of options. You don't have to go in the order that I specify them. So you don't have to go 2 levels Paladin right after level 5. You could go for 2 levels Fighter, or 3 levels Bard, or 3 levels Sorcerer. It's up to you. However, I would recommend going to Paladin or Fighter, as it's gonna give you the option of getting heavy armor and donning heavy armor, which is something that's gonna dramatically boost your armor class. For my build, I would be going for Paladin of the Ancients and getting the Great Weapon Fighter, as I'm gonna be using a Greatsword. If I go for Zariel Tiefling, or Great Axe if I'm gonna be going for a Half-Orc. The reason I'm gonna be using Great Axe for a Half-Orc is because Savage Critical only gives you 1 weapon die. And great swords have a higher average damage than great axes. So yeah, level 2 you get at level 2 Paladin you get your Divine Smite. Now you have 2 3-level slots, which you can use on every short rest to do some really strong smites. And you also have some Paladin smites as well if you ever need some Paladin spell slot smites. And on level 8 you can either choose to go as a fighter and get another fighting style, probably defense, and then get your action surge on the subsequent level. And then you could get 3 levels of either Sorcerer or Bard. Sorcerer would give you access to the shield spell, assuming it's gonna be in the game. You should be going either for a Draconic Sorcerer for the extra HP, or for a Tempest Sorcerer because when you cast a spell, you're gonna be able to use your bonus action to fly to a location, which would be a very good way to reposition yourself in the battlefield and get access to the backline of the enemy. Then on level 2, you're going to be getting Meta Magic, And on level 3, you're gonna be getting. So we're talking about the Sorcerer build right now. You're gonna be able to get access to second level spell slots and more meta magic. So if you have 3 levels of Sorcerer, you can get the Quicken spell here and use your bonus action to cast a Fireball while you are still dishing out 2 attacks with your action with Smites, which is gonna be very strong, and it could turn the tide of battle just in terms of raw damage. And then 2 levels of Fighter to get the Action Surge, to get the Fighting Style, to do that extra burst on the first turn or wherever you want it. Alternatively, if you don't want to go Sorcerer or Bard, which is going to give you more spell slots, you could go for Gloomstalker Ranger and get those extra attacks on the first turn and extra damage, which could definitely help you with Novaing down and doing a lot of bursts on your enemies. If you want to just do a lot of bursts, though, I would recommend you check out the Glass Cannon Paladin build that we made together the other day. It does a little bit more burst damage, however, it doesn't get any spell slots back after every short rest. However, this build gets spell slots back every time, so you can go longer with this build in a day. And yeah, alternatively, you could go for the crit fishing build. What does this mean? Since your Warlock ability works so well with critting your enemy, you could go, again, 5 levels of Warlock and Paladin, because when you crit, you want to do Smites. And then instead of getting a spellcasting class to do that extra damage, you go for 2 levels of Barbarian, or 3, it's up to you. If you want to be a little bit tankier and get the Berserker or the extra attack, you could go for the 3rd level of Barbarian. Or you could go for 3 levels of Fighter and get the Champion subclass, which would allow you to crit on a 19 or a 20. So essentially you would be recklessly attacking, you would be critting twice as much, so about 4 times as much, like it would be 19% of the time. And because you're going to be a great old one Warlock, you're actually going to be getting... you're going to be fearing your enemies, so they won't be attacking you with advantage. So you're going to be the only person attacking with advantage. It does sound like a very fun build for me. I think I've left out the Bard. So for the Bard, if you decide to go Bard, you should be going for the Healing Word spell on level 8, so that you can pick up your teammates if that's ever necessary. And then on level 3, you're going to be going for College of Swords, where you're going to be getting some maneuvers where whenever you're attacked, you can just add a d6 to your armor class, You can add a d6 to your armor class, which is going to help make you a lot tankier, especially when you get the defense fighting style. Alternatively, as a Bard, you can also get the Silence spell. And if you have opted for the Sentinel feat, if you manage to get next to a spellcaster and silence them, then they are trapped. They cannot leave unless they have subtle meta magic to do their Misty Step, and that's if they know Misty Step and if they have subtle meta magic. So you have a lot of versatility with this build. I cannot see how it can go wrong. I'm definitely gonna be playing this on my Wyll. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please consider subscribing if you enjoy the content. It really helps. And thank you for all the support and all the comments. I'm getting overwhelmed, and just thank you for being here. Yeah, have a great day, guys.